So today I'm going to be talking to you about how I harvest and how I know when my onions are ready to harvest and how I dry them. So welcome back to Green Fingertips, natural garden coaching for budding gardeners. If you're new to the channel, my aim is to help gardeners from all walks of life to embrace the natural supports available to them and create more time to relax and enjoy their garden. So I've got three sorts of onions going. I'll talk to you about them a bit more in a minute. I've got white, red and yellows. I've got spring onions going as well, but they're in a succession crop, so I'll harvest them whenever another day. It's fine. So I'll let us crack on. If you are new here and you like these videos, like and subscribe and be the first to know when the new videos come out. Check out the description at the bottom of the video. There's more ways that you can follow me on social media, so you can check those out down there. But we'll go on with this video today. Feel free to like and subscribe and we'll crack on. Right, so today I'm harvesting my onions. I have got three sorts I want to harvest and they're all dotted all over my vegetable patch. I don't grow them in one spot. I kind of fit them in and around everything else. So I've got Snowball, which is a white onion, big white onion. I'll show you them all in a minute so you can have a look. A yellow onion, which I think is called Orion, and a red onion, which is called Royal Cambridge, I think. I have a label over this and I think it's Royal Cambridge. So those are the three I've got as well. I'm harvesting today. These are a little bit late and now I don't want to leave them much longer, but we've had such nasty weather I haven't been able to get out to the garden and actually harvest anything. I've still got my potatoes to dig up as well, so I don't really want to leave them much longer either, but it's a nice day today so I'm getting on with it. So let me show you what I'm doing. So these onions I grew in sets. So I'm digging the yellow ones first, so I'll show you as I go along. These ones I grew in sets and I put them in about early to mid-March, so they're ready to dig up now. So you know they're ready when the green tops start to bend over and turn yellow. Now you can leave them a good maybe few weeks after this has happened, but you don't want to leave them too long, and I think I'm just on the cusp of leaving them too long. They'll start to get eaten by the organisms and things that live in the soil, so they'll start to get eaten, but hopefully I haven't left it too long and they should still be okay. So once I dig them up, I'll be putting them in. I've got a big wooden low level crate, if you like, that's got little feet, so I'll show you that in a minute, and then they can sit there and dry out nicely, ready for me to use. The air can get around them, there's nice slats in there, but I'll show you it in a minute so you can have a look. So let me dig. I'm digging marigold up as well, never mind. Dust it off. Yeah, so it's fine if you can see that. See if you can see that. So it's all good. There's nothing's tried to eat it yet. The tops are going yellow, so we know they're definitely ready to be harvested, to be picked. And then I'm going to put all those, when I've picked them all in a minute, I'm going to put them all in their wooden crate. Now when I dig them I try not to take too much of the outside skin off. That as it dries will naturally flake off anyway, but it helps protect them as they dry. So I try and leave as much as I can on. I dust the dirt off and things, and then I'll just leave them to it. Now this set, that is definitely on the cusp of leaving too long, you can see that. But this has turned into two, so I've got two onions out of one set, so that's not bad going. I'll leave those together when they're drying, and as they dry they'll separate themselves, but if I can leave them together they won't have any exposed soft onion, so they won't get anything nasty growing in them. So as soon as they dry they'll separate themselves naturally. Some of my red ones. So the red ones say, yeah, I definitely am on the cusp of leaving them too long. They've not been eaten, which is good. They've not gone soft, but the tops have definitely dried too much. Right, the red onions. See, this one has started to go a little bit soft on the edge. I'll leave that to dry separately to the others so it doesn't expose into anything nasty. It should be okay. It's not dreadful. It's only in like the top couple of layers of skin, so it should be okay. But I'll dry it separately just in case. When I've grown my onions this year, I've dotted them in and around other vegetables, things that take a long time, like full season to mature, like the cabbages, which have been got severely with caterpillars, but they're okay. They're not too bad. I've dotted them in around cabbages and things like that. I've got some down with my courgettes as well, which I'll show you in a minute. Then my snowballs are down there, just so they're not taking up good space. I've got the cropping, my succession crops, dotted around, but I don't put the onions in with those. I've got spring onions there, but just different. It just helps with the plan, helps with working together with things that grow slower. You can make use of the space much easier then. So I've dotted these amongst the cabbages. As I say, I've got the snowballs down with my courgettes, and I think, have I got any more? Yeah, so those are the two sort of long cropping, long maturing plants that I've got growing. So they're all dotted in amongst each other, so it just makes better use of the space. So I've got one more in here that I can just see. So this is the big one. I'm impressed with this one, it's good. So I'll leave these here for a minute while I go and dig the rest of them up, and then I'll show you what I do with the drying. Another diddy one. So this is one of my snowballs, so it's a nice white onion. This has, the onion's good, but you can see the leaf has started to be eaten away. So that's very, very much needs to be harvested now. So that's one of them. I've got quite a few little snowballs in here. So they ain't quite too big a size. They're a nice size onion, but they're quite a nice flavour. So I've got some of those growing in here as well. So I just dig those up. Right, so now I'm going to tell you how I dry them. So let's go and have a look. So this is the standard wooden crate that I use to dry my onions in. You just rest it on two wooden planks, wooden boards, just to get the air can go under and up through the slats. If I show you, it's got holes in it. It's got slats. So it's just a standard crate. I rest it on there, and it just helps the air movement go through and dry them out, dry the onions out. So I just lay them in one at a time, so it's good, and then they can just dry. I just lay them in there. Okay, so you can see how they should look. I've got a few more to fit in there yet, but you've got enough space there to move around them, and there's, if I can scoot under here, so you can see it's got a nice lift to it, so the air can go in under the crate and then through the slats in there. So you can see through the slats. Just a bit of air movement to help the onions dry. They'll only be here for as long as they take to dry, and then I'll move them into the kitchen anyway. So that's it. But yeah, so I'm going to fill the rest of them in so they can all get on and start drying, and I can start using them. So if you've grown onions this year, sorry, sunglasses falling off my head. So if you've grown onions this year, let us know in the comments what you've grown. I try and start my sets, because I cheat a little bit. I try and start my sets in the greenhouse earlier in the year, sort of around February time. Get a bit of the green growing before I plant them out into the garden in March. Just a little bit of a head start for them, and it does make a difference. It really helps. So yeah, so if you've grown any onions this year, let me know what you have, what you've grown, how they've done, and if you've got any sneaky tips that help you get a better crop. And how do you dry yours as well? I know a lot of people plat them to help them dry as well, and same with garlic as well. I haven't got garlic growing this year. I did it last year, but I've never tried to plat them. So if you plat them, if you can, link a video below, because I'd like to know how to plat onions and plat garlic. So it might be my next way of drying them next year. But for now, I'm going to get on with my onions, and I will see you all later. Look out for the next video. If you like this video, I always forget to say this, because I know you guys appreciate it anyway. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. And if you want to see more awesomeness from Green Fingertips, like and subscribe. And we'll see you all soon. See you later.